What's going on, guys? Marc Guberti here. In this video, we're going to talk about some of the Twitter marketing strategies you can use to grow on Twitter. And Twitter is a social network that doesn't really receive as much talk as places like Facebook, Instagram, and nowadays TikTok, but Twitter is still a very reliable platform for growing your business and seeing more engagement. So the strategy years ago, it was just follow as many people as you could using something like Manage Twitter. And this is something that I did to really accelerate my Twitter audience. The rules have certainly changed in terms of how you can grow on Twitter, but instead of having a massively large audience on Twitter, now it's about building a super engaged community of people who really engage with your tweets. So that's going to be the focus of this video. The first thing to do, just pick what you're going to talk about. Some people, they've certainly done this already, but just understand, what do you talk about on Twitter? What's your current niche? Once you have done that, find people in your industry who they talk about that niche and they are really successful. So if you think about podcasting, a lot of people think of Lewis Howes, who is a very successful influencer on Twitter who gets a lot of engagement for everything that he tweets. So you want to find a few influencers like that. Now, the original part of the plan a few years ago is you would put that person's username in something like Manage Twitter. You would follow as many of that person's followers as you could. You tweak certain things so that you're following people likely to follow you back. The way that the strategy has changed now is that you engage with these people's tweets. This is where Twitter becomes more of a social platform. And if you view it from the social standpoint instead of just the platform standpoint, you are going to get people who are just genuinely interested in what you have to say, and they're going to want to follow you even though they never heard of you before. So you definitely want to be engaging with these people's tweets. And a pro tip here is to engage with the people who are liking and who are retweeting those tweets. So anytime I see Lewis Howes send a tweet, I will go through to the people who liked and retweeted. I will follow some of them and I will engage with them so that not only are you growing your number on Twitter, but these are people who actually know who you are. Because again, I was part of that strategy where you would just put someone's name in Manage Twitter or Tweetbee, and you would follow a ton of them. You would hit 1,000 people each day who you would follow because that was the limit for most Twitter accounts. But it's changed now where you do have to be very intentional about who you connect with. And when you are intentional in this way, you are able to see very intentional audience growth. And you have a big community of people who really care about what you have to say. Now, just like a lot of the other social networks out there, using hashtags in your tweets is certainly going to help you. And you can include a hashtag in the middle of your tweet. So let's say there's a YouTube video I do about content marketing strategies. I can share that as the hashtag content marketing strategies, content marketing being one word that you can use to grow your business. So that would be the way I share it on Twitter. You can also put some hashtags at the end of the link so it's not as intrusive. So for instance, if you have 3 different phrases that you believe you could hashtag in the tweet, don't put all 3 of those hashtags in the tweet in the order they're presented. So for instance, let's say I have a title, social media marketing strategies to grow your business. I wouldn't put hashtag social media, hashtag marketing, hashtag strategies to grow your hashtag business. I wouldn't do that. What you do is if you want to have a bunch of hashtags, you include none of them in that title, you put the link, and then after the link, you include the hashtags. And the hashtags just make it easier for people to find your content on Twitter, who maybe they're searching for the hashtag, but they haven't necessarily come across your content yet. And at the beginning, like, you may want to just test some different hashtags, see what works. You should also do a search on Twitter to get an idea of how many new tweets are getting posted about a hashtag each day. Because if you make one up, there aren't going to be that many people who actually search for that hashtag unless they already know who you are. And there's certainly more you could do than just including hashtags. It's good to tweet your content often. And I do this. I currently use Social Jukebox, which basically allows me to tweet without me having to be on Twitter all the time. But when you do tweet, you do want to mention people from time to time. If there's an article you enjoyed, mention someone and mention their article, like mention them with their @ symbol. So one of the strategies you can use is find micro influencers in your space. So not a Lewis Howes like we mentioned earlier, but someone who maybe they have a few thousand followers and they post great content. If you tag that person, you mention them, and then you talk about how good the article is, those people are more likely to retweet you. They're more likely to engage with your brand. And that could actually be the starting point of a really great relationship. So it's good to tag some people as often as you can, at least once a day. Just share someone else's article, someone else's content, and that will certainly help you get noticed by more people. Not only will you get noticed by them, but if they choose to retweet, which is actually very often because people like to retweet when other people share their stuff, not only do you get noticed by them, but you get noticed by their community as well when they choose to share it. And for the people searching that person's username, they will see your tweet as one of the search results, which can also help you get that boost in followers. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe, smash the like button, and let me know in the comments. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, dream big, achieve greatness, unlock your potential today.